Greetings, my friends, and I am here to tell you today that there are no trolls, at least not in this bedroom. I had a look outside earlier in the garden, couldn't see any there, and then I've been to work today in car, so all the way down A61 into past Hillsborough, through Shellsmore, up towards University, back down onto Ecclesall Road, no trolls there. On my way back, exactly the same story, no trolls. So that's troll news for today. And stay tuned for some other nonsense. I'm back, and there you go. I hope that worked. My intention. Why are you looking over there? My intention there was to show you the troll intro, and then we talk about trolls, and then see the MGTF intro. So hopefully that's what you've seen. Tell me in the comments if that's not what you've seen. Tracy says, "Lol, I love this new professional Simon." I'm hoping that it worked in that case, Trey. So yeah, whoever's in the thingamajig, what does he call it? The typey. Tell me if that's what you actually saw or not. Because also it didn't help me having these glasses on either. Because I mean, I can see a vague thing. I can see there's a camera phone there, and I can see these loads of flashy lights here. I can see there's a TV screen thing there, and an NG up there, and what's this? It's like a light up Game Boy that's not a Game Boy. It says Super Mario Land though. And I can see that now. I can vaguely see my pint of vodka. But anything else, I'm pretty blind, to be honest. I should take them off. Why am I putting them back on again? You're not weird. Right, I'm back. So Chase confirms that's what we saw. Awesome sauce. And Juju says that was beautiful. Cool. Let me just rewind up the chat. It seems to have been going on for a while. So Matt _ said something. So he said something. Okay, Matt. And then he said 2024 year of the Streetwise. Now, apparently that is going to be the year of the Streetwise, and I approached the good lady earlier about the possibility of me acquiring a fourth car. Really, I mean a third project car, but a fourth car, and yeah, it might not happen. Might not happen. Not this year. Might happen next year. So I'm aiming for an actual 2024 year of the Streetwise purchase. Although I have got my little ear open for a Rover, what I think's a Rover 200. It needs a head gasket doing on it. So if it's what I think it is, or what I hope it is, I might be able to get it super cheap with my dad. Let's use that as a bit of a having a go at doing a head gasket. So I know he fancies having a crack at one, and then seeing where we end up with that. Apparently it's a 1.6 as well, which I didn't know they did, and I'm pretty sure they didn't do 1.6s in the lower models. If that makes sense, maybe they did. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Blooming heck, it's warm in here. I don't know why I've put these lights on. They're just as warm. Trey says she's actually going to be able to watch. Yay! And then I said something, and then Matt said that you were only doing something to make me look stupid. And then I said, "Oh, it's like school." And then Matt accused me of being naked. And then there was this whole thing, but then we kissed and made up. Tracy said one could get you arrested, one could get you more hugs. Guess which is which? I don't know. I suppose you can get arrested for impersonating a bear, can't you? Or being naked. Matt says the heart emoji is in the way. Yeah, it's really pants that on YouTube. Can you not move it to the other side? I've not tried to move it. And I ain't got my phone in me. I ain't got my phone in me. Or on me. Simone's here. Hey up, lass, how's I doing? And then Tracy says sexy new fireplace. Oh, you mean this? That's the roof off Margaret. I decided to take her out without the roof on Saturday, and it was an altogether jolly experience. But for some reason, and I didn't notice this before, when the soft tops are lower on the inside than the hard tops, like the hard top. Hang on 2 seconds. Yeah, there's like a massive step in on the hard tops, whereas the soft tops, it's only a little bit of a step in, because then you've got rails and stuff. So I banged my head on it a couple of times. That was stupid. And Matt chirps in with waffle butty. So waffle butty is a thing. It's not going to be. Oh, that was supposed to be 2025, weren't it? The waffle butty. Maybe we'll have to move where I said for 2025. I can't remember now. Or did I say waffle butty? Oh, bloody hell. Anyway, yeah, for some reason today on Facebook, one of the reels. Is it reels on Facebook? Oh, honestly, I can't. No, stories on Facebook, reels on Instagram, shorts on YouTube. One of the things on Facebook was someone making a sandwich using waffles as the bread. So basically, they just put some eggy bread in a waffle iron, basically, and made a sandwich, and it looked delicious. Looked like somebody would have a heart attack eating it, but it looked delicious. Simone says, Simon, I realised I already have a Tourer. Project Pinky, my Kawasaki ZX6R is a sports Tourer. This is true, Simone. I never thought about that either. So it truly, you have to get it ready for this year, then, don't you? Because this year's the year of the Tourer, so you've got to get Pinky on the road and ready to rumble. If you do get Pinky on the road this year before I come down to see you, I'll bring bike down. If not, I'm going to be in the car. Oh dear. Right, we're nearly at bottom now. Matt says it's almost as if he's got himself an unpaid intern. Understudy. I need an understudy. An intern, I can do without one of them. I like doing all that nonsense tech stuff, but understudy is what I need. It says in the box, say something, so I did. Very good. And then Simone says, hi everybody, by the way. Everybody say hi to Simone, it is only pleasant. Matt says you can't move that heart, that's crap. Jay says, I have clicked on the heart emoji, but no, what happens? It should bring like a little list at the side of your screen, and then whichever one you click on, it should put that emoji on the screen. But one, I don't know whether it appears on StreamYard, and two, I don't know how it appears anyway. I don't know whether it appears just over the chat or on the screen. It's like Teams. I never know what the bloody hell that's doing either. Oh, everything's moved. Ross is here. Greetings, Ross. Well, hello there. 6 a.m. notification woke me up. I hope that's not a bad thing there, Ross, but welcome to a random stream where I test out stuff. Yeah, he does, Trace. He does look like a fireplace when you're pissed. Jolly Juju says, lol, the good lady, I'd love for you to have a Streetwise, they're cute. Oh, no, I don't want one. I don't want a Streetwise if it's cute. I want one to be mean. I've already said to Rob and Matt, if I had one, it'd have an MG spoiler on, which only the coolest people have. Isn't that true, Matt? And I would want it lowered and put some aftermarket wheels on it, but that's about it, really. I just want it to be stupid. Oh, Matt says something controversial. The MGF is a nasty car. Oh, sorry, I'm being ruthless. That's fine. Mine's an MGTF anyway, isn't it, Matt? So, yeah. Matt said it looked amazing. I don't know what looked amazing. Oh, the sandwich, I assume. Ross says, did someone drive a London taxi into your... No, it's the roof. It's the roof. I don't know whether I showed anybody this before. I got this from the MG Centenary thing. How can I show it best? There you go. It's got loads of colours in it. I think it's 3D printed because look at there's like a texture on it. I think it's been 3D printed. Oh, and also none of the walls of the parts are perpendicular. They're all slightly bezeled in, which means I assume that's how when they do 3D printed stuff. Let me show you. Yeah, can you see how it's angled in to the sides? I assume they have to do that, otherwise whatever they're printing on is not going to stay on it. But that's if it's 3D printed, that's a lot of 3D printing for 25 quid. But at the same time, why did they 3D print it? Why did they just not get a wooden thing and root it out? I don't know. But it's funny colours. It's like green and blue and pink and purple. And I've put it there for now. For some reason. I don't know what I'm doing. I should be let out to learn. Simone says, I'm going to play with Pinky tomorrow. Don't film that. Tracy said, yeah, I clicked on the other emojis, but nothing happens. It just disappears, floats up to the top of my screen. Yeah, I think that's probably all it does. I ain't seen any on my screen. I've seen no floaties on my screen, Trace. Not even to top of stream, just about an inch. Sometimes an inch is all you have, and you have to make the best of it. Matt says, an understudy would be a great way to get into YouTube. Anyone wanted to give it a go could be on standby to do a live stream if the YouTube had to cancel last minute. That's a good point, actually. In fact, we should do that. We should have, when we do that thing that we were talking about in the chat, Matt, maybe we should do a live when we're there. If you're up for that, we'll have a couple of hours to discuss all this nonsense that we'll get you involved in on his way down. Plus, we can also do a conference call with Rob on his way down in car. We're in car, Fern Dewberry. It can be fun. We'll be driving along talking to Rob. Be funny. Sam needs an MG ZR with streetwise trimmings. No, because then I'm missing the rear seats. The rear seats being split is the one bit I like. And if we do it that way as well, we're basically killing the streetwise to make a ZR look different and drilling out the wheel arches on a ZR. No, we're best doing it the other way. Get a streetwise, shorter springs on it, different wheels, bigger spoiler. Everything else as it is should be fine. Obviously, if it's a diesel one, I'll chip it. Matt says ruthless, bad joke. Okay. Trey said, oh, I see someone else is activating it. Thanks whoever is pressing buttons. Matt says, obviously the understudies will need a vetting process. Well, yeah, we wouldn't want you getting through, would we, Matt? Blooming egg. Can you imagine how terrible that would be? It is, Matt. One of the rear seats, one of the main things, I think. One of the main things. What about a jacked up streetwise? I was thinking that earlier. Is there a way of jacking? I mean, generally jacking cars up is way more complex than it is lowering them, because if you're lowering them, maybe an inch or two at most. If you're jacking them up, you're probably going way longer. So you've got to start messing about with drive shafts and all sorts then. So yeah, probably bad. Matt says I'd kill a channel in a live stream. He's like, well, everybody needs a goal. I've not got really any topics really. I've got a bit of a car quiz. Now then, bear with me. I'm just going to get some pen and a paper. Let me put a video on to entertain you while I'm gone. Let's see what we've got that can entertain you. Now then. Oh, this opens up a whole vast array of nonsense, doesn't it? Like, I can't put something on that I've already put on. How long will it take me to do one of these? Right, are you ready? Let's go for this one. Oh, right, I'm still getting used to this. Bear with me. I need to go over here, and then here we go.
Asda, everyday tissue,
Oh, I nearly made it back in time. Bloody hell. Right then. Did everybody enjoy that? I don't know whether you saw it. Did you see it? I hope you saw it. Otherwise, that was just some random noises while I left the room and came back with some paper. Oh, I hope that laughing thing from Matt there was that you did see it. Oh, Ross says, can I put the link up? I will do. How do I do it? Oh, invite, copy, paste. Is that it, Simone? I'm just going to do a quiz first before I do anything else on there. So this is name that car, and basically it's a picture, and we've got to say which car it is. And I think I'll have to write the results down because I need to be able to put down what we've done. Share screen. That's it. Share screen sharing is best for 2 monitors. Well, I ain't got 2 monitors, so we'll have to make do with this one. This one here. Right, you should be able to see that now. Although I can't see if you can see it. Oh, bloody hell. Well, that's no good, is it? Hang on. If I go to this, can I still see? Oh, that's all right. I can still see that. Right. So, oh, well done, Matt. Very funny. So basically, what I'll show you on this Dubry, what's it? In fact, can you see me and the page now? Oh, Simone's here as well. Let's have a chat with Simone. Let me stop this screen sharing thing. Oh my God, it's so complicated. And let's add Simone in and see what happens. There she is. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm eating my dinner very, very late.
It is late. It's 9:20.
Yeah.
I hope it's a suitable late lunch.
Beans on toast with cheese.
Oh, now then you've brought into the realm of live stream chats.
Food.
The foreboding question that everybody has to answer that's eating cheese on toast. And it's a bit like the tea. Do you put the milk in before the tea question? Do you do toast, beans, cheese, or do you do toast, cheese, beans?
Toast, cheese, beans.
You do it right. Does anybody in the chat do it wrong? That's what I want to know.
Sometimes I go toast, ham, cheese, beans, and then Worcester sauce.
Ham.
It works. I
mean, I can imagine it does work, and I think I have done that before. But the thing that this is going to go down a whole rabbit hole.
It is, yeah. Cheese on toast rabbit hole.
Exactly, which is nearly a rare bit.
Yeah,
which is
nearly is.
Like a Welsh rare bit, which is kind of nearly rabbit. So maybe that's justified. The thing I find is when you put ham on top of the toast, the ham stops you cutting through the toast because it moves with your knife.
Not if you put a fork through it.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Oh, I've been
Yeah.
busy. I've been busy today.
What you been up to?
I have been, because I managed to get rid of all the Rover stuff in the cupboard under the house.
Right, okay.
Thank God. I managed to get all my scrap metal out of the shed and under the house. I
Yeah.
got 4 boxes of bike parts under the house, out of the shed.
Yeah.
I got my lawnmower, my fixed lawnmower, in the shed.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. And I can actually get to my workbench for the first time in like 8 months.
That's insane. That means you'll be able to use it now.
Yeah, I can actually get in there and start working on stuff. And I was moving the little Yamaha, and it's like, I really need to get some work done this because some of the cobwebs are like gigantic.
Uh,
And there's
have they got
big,
people living
big,
on them?
yeah, big spiders, and I don't like spiders. They're not, I'm not a fan.
Well, in my garage, as you've probably seen, I've got Margaret, and then downside one side I've got the spare wheels, like the green wheels that I ain't got on at the moment. And
Yep.
spiders just love wheels. Like if there's
Oh, they do.
any part of the car that spiders love, it's wheels, because there's so many nice gaps for them to build webs in. I'm not sure whether flies ever go anywhere near him. I think spiders are inherently stupid, to be honest.
In my shed, I always find dead woodlice on everything. And spiders eat woodlice, they do.
All right, okay.
Mm.
The woodlice fly.
No, they climb up the walls. They climb up the walls.
Yeah, and then just fall in.
Yeah, is there a nickname for woodlice where you come from?
A
From your
nickname?
part of the country? Yeah.
I don't think so.
When I grew up in Somerset, they were called granddads.
Why?
They're always called
Like if you wear
granddads.
cardigans and eat mints.
I have no idea. But they definitely don't drive a Rover.
I don't know if there's enough of them. Have you seen that
Peak
film? Yeah. Have you seen the film Constantine?
No.
It's based on a comic book, but one of the evil things in it is basically a guy made of bugs. So if there were enough
Oh.
woodlice, you could have a guy made of bugs driving her over.
Oh, that's creepy. That's really creepy.
Oh, Mike's here.
Sorry.
Hello, Mike.
Sorry if you can hear me chewing.
I can't hear you chewing. And Mike says, hello, Simon Tosser. There we go. Beardy Streetwise says, busy preparing for 2024 because 2024 is the year of the Streetwise, which I suppose we should ask Simone. Simone, what's your plans for Streetwisedom in 2024?
I won't be buying one because I don't have the space.
That doesn't stop Rob.
If I did have the space, I would love to buy. Well, I think there's like 2 cars I'd like to add to my fleet, and that would be an Austin Allegro.
Okay.
And a AD-06 Riley Kestrel.
A what?
An AD-06 Riley Kestrel.
I have no idea what that looks like.
Have a Google.
Google.
Or any other
web browsers.
web browser you choose to use, because I don't use Google.
There was on my video that comes out on Wednesday, there was a guy selling an Allegro at the car show I went to.
I was watching All Things Alex the other day, and he was working on an Allegro recently.
Oh yeah.
And he sold it. I had no idea he was putting it up for sale. It's gone, but I mean, I can't afford it. If I was going to sell the 75, I'd probably get about 1,200 quid for it. And that's not enough for an AD-06.
No, I think I can see it. Yeah. Do they look a bit like what did they call them? Bloody hell, my memory is terrible. To me, they look a bit like Vanden Plas and MG 1300s. That sort of thing.
It's like a posh end of the ADO, posh end of the Morris and Austin 1100, 1300.
Ah, a bit like the Riley Elf was the best, like the posh end of the mini, really ish.
Yeah.
weren't it?
Yeah. But that was the very last Riley ever built, was the Riley Kestrel.
Ah. Yeah, they've got that distinctive grill on them, haven't they? Anyway, let me
Yes,
stop
they do.
looking at pictures of Riley Kestrels. Otherwise, I'll get sucked into an old car picture thing. And the only thing I ever say about old cars is, oh, yeah, I remember that. They're lovely.
Is it me, or have you got a roof in your behind you?
Yes, I have, yes.
thought so.
Margaret's been topless since Saturday.
Saying
And
that,
I've got nowhere to put it in the garage.
over there, by the door, excuse everything in the way. I want to turn the camera so you can possibly see. Tell me what you can see in the corner.
That's a back door off for Cortina.
Yes.
Is that the one you're trying to decide whether to do it blue or no?
Yeah.
Whether to replicate what the one that's on it already looks like.
Well, what I was going to try and do was go to the local university and see if I could find an arty student types
Right.
and see if they could paint it for me.
That's a good idea.
But I was going to get it blasted first and see if anyone can blast it for me. Relatively, yeah, it's got a bit of rust in it, and it needs to go. So yeah, I don't know how much blasting a door would cost.
Yeah, it shouldn't be much, would it? Has it got glass and stuff in it, or is it just the frame?
No, completely bare.
Okay.
Completely bare.
Not like you've got to strip it before you blast it, then.
No, it's just got paint on it. I mean, I don't want anyone to blast it with a shotgun, but you know.
I don't know what students are like near you.
I'm sorry. My sense of humour just runs away with me sometimes.
Matt says spiders in my shed are redbacks. Yeah, we don't want to see them.
Is he picking the spiders up and just painting them?
Sod that, Ross, says Max. And Mike says, got another car at the weekend. That's 2 in a week. An Alfa 155, nice. And a Mark 5 Fiesta 1.3. Now, I noticed there, Mike, you said you're supposed to be selling them. Does that mean that you're not going to sell them? I'd definitely shift that Fiesta on. Mark 5 Fiesta. I'm not really a Mark 5 person.
Do you know what I've got in my shed downstairs? I've got the front driver's door window for a Mark 4 Ford Fiesta.
Mark 4? Was that the weird guppy faced one?
Yeah. And then they refreshed it and everyone called it the Mark 5, even though it looked like it was bog-eyed.
Yeah. I think mine must have been the Mark 7, I think.
Was that the boxy one?
Yeah, it was the one that looked like a small Focus, basically.
That's it. Yeah, that's the Mark 7.
I loved my Fiesta.
I had a Mark 1 years ago. I had a Mark 1 years ago, and stupidly, when I was working, I borrowed money to buy the car,
right?
And then I lost my job.
Ah, okay.
And I was taking driving lessons, so I was a bit screwed because I had a car and a debt, and I couldn't pay it. No. So that was my, first foray into owning a car, and it was the worst decision of my life, really.
Well, at least you started off bad, so you know not to do it now. I think every time we've had a car certainly since I met Julie, because Julie's super cool with money, aren't you, Ju? You're up there with cash. We've always got a loan to get a car.
Boaty has just gone live now.
What?
He's early. What's he playing at?
God darn it!
I'm not going. I'm too busy here. I'm eating my dinner and chatting to people.
Yeah, so like every time we've got a car, obviously we always have to get it on finance because we've never saved up enough. But then we always make sure we've saved up enough within that first year to pay it off early.
Hmm.
So it's kind of, we've got the convenience, but also not the debt after a bit anyway. That's the best way of doing it, I think. Well, no, actually, the best way is just having loads of money and not caring what you're spending it on.
I've never had a car on finance. Never.
Mhm. I don't think it's worth it nowadays.
No, I wouldn't have said so. It's not worth it at all. Because basically, it's like car hire. You hire it. Once
Yeah,
it's run its course, you take it back. You hire another one. You're not
yeah,
really
it's
buying.
like,
You're not
yeah,
really.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like
You,
that other thing. Yeah,
you're not
like the
really
only time
buying
I'd
a
ever
car.
think of doing that if like I were looking at Honda E's,
Oh
but
yes, yes.
it's like 300 quid a month.
Oh my god.
Who's got 300 quid a month to spend
I,
on a car that you don't
I
even
certainly
own?
haven't. I certainly haven't.
Mental.
That is. But tomorrow, I'm definitely going to go and work on Pinky.
Yes, you should definitely film it.
Well, first off, though, I'm going to go and help a chap I know because I've been doing this voluntary food delivery thing.
All right, okay.
For this chap called Pete. Now, he can't go out very far, and he struggles with distance.
Mm-hmm.
So I helped him with his garden, and he now needs to put some stuff in his garden.
Yeah.
And he said to me, look, any chance you can give us a lift? She's like, yeah, I can do that. So and I give him a hand. I got to meet him at like 10 o'clock, go to B&Q, get a few bits and bobs taken back. After that, I'm going to go and work on the bike.
What do you have like a few days off in the week, or are you working like all day, or?
No, I don't work every day. I do the food deliveries Sundays and Wednesdays. I have like it's kind of like a part-time delivery job, delivering cars.
Mm.
Other than that, I don't have full-time employment due to personal situations. And even I get days where I can't even get out of the house. So
Yeah.
you know, I sometimes have to really push myself. Yeah, it's sometimes I struggle with stuff, and I think I've explained a little bit on my channel, but I think we all have problems. But I mean, I haven't been in full-time employment for a rather long time.
Yeah, I mean, it can be tricky, like you say, isn't it? These times where I've not had the same sort of level of stuff on there, but I know other people that find it really difficult to go out. Like even with our job where we sort of supposed to go into the office like a couple of days out of the week, even that's too much for a lot of people. And I think coupled with the fact that there's no actual logical reason for us to go into an office nowadays as well, it kind of adds the pressure on there. So
yeah, I kind of had a bit of a breakdown. I got made redundant after well over a decade of employment.
Yeah.
And I went from how much was it back in the day? It was like £265 a week at that point. It was good money. To £265 every month.
Okay, so like quartered your income basically.
Yeah, so everything that was going out of my account was like everyone's going, "Where's our money?" And everyone was coming at me saying, "Look, where's our money?" And I'd explain myself.
Yeah.
Then the following day, I'd get more phone calls. Where's our money?
Yeah.
And after a few months, I was starting to lose the plot, and yeah, it wasn't good. So, I ended up being on medication because I couldn't cope.
Yeah.
And
which is understandable. That was back in the day before sort of rules and regulations changed because they're not allowed to hound people anymore.
No, they're not. Yeah.
I know from back in the day, I used to work at Virgin, and we used to have, I think it was Westcott Debt Collection Services that we used to employ to do that. And they used to chase people all the time.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I think I've heard of them, but it did get to one point. I don't mind saying this because like it happened. Before I owned Pinky, I owned a bike basically the same as it, but slightly newer. I went out one night, middle of the night, on purpose looking for the back of a truck.
Ooh, I'm glad you didn't find it.
Well, when you're doing 70 up the A38 looking for a lay-by, you know, and it didn't happen. I did like 50 miles and I didn't see one.
Which is good. What was it? Did you just change your mind, or?
I think during the ride, because you get your brain into a certain mode, and when you're riding and you're thinking about stuff and stuff goes through your brain, and even though you're stuck in this little tunnel, you kind of like you reason with yourself in a way. You know, you're not finding that thing that your brain's hunting for. And I don't really remember exactly how I just got out of it, but I do remember coming home and smashing the place up.
Right. Okay. And that was sort of the sort of crescendo then to the.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I'm not an aggressive person by any stretch of the imagination. But I took my crash helmet off and I went for everything in the house.
Bless you.
Yeah, luckily I didn't destroy my record collection. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Juju. Oh, did you show Juju that game?
I haven't. No, I will do though.
Juju, there's a game called Juju on Xbox 360. It's a little platformer. It's really cute.
Juju's like a little platformer herself. She takes that way. Oh my god, there's loads of chat going on. Apparently, Ross spent his uni loan on a 205 1.9 GTI. I mean, that's a good thing to spend it on, to be honest.
It's a good car. When I was at college, a friend of mine bought himself a Peugeot 205, the diesel version. Was that GDI?
Yeah.
Something like that. But it was not a bad car, but it was a bit slow.
A mate of mine had, I don't know how this happened, he had a Renault 5 GT5 Turbo, which I adored. I adored that thing to death. But he blew the turbo up on it, obviously, because turbos used to go pop all the time on them. And then he ended up with a 205 Cabriolet. It's like, yeah, it looked kind of cool, but it's not a Renault 5 GT Turbo.
When I was at school, very little, as a friend of mine I knew, his mum had a Renault 5, but I can't remember what version it was. I just remember it being red, and I loved this little car.
Yeah.
And I remember getting in the car and getting the lift home. It was ever so cool. I must have been about 4 years old, and I still remember that. That would have been what, 1980?
Yeah. They are the most iconic car, I think, the Renault 5s, because everything's just an angle. And then even inside them, everything's just an angle. That's what I love about them. They've got that certain style about them.
It's a bit like one of them.
Is that a Mark II Golf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got loads of little toy cars. And it's even got an engine there.
Oh my god, yeah. I had a Mark 1, what do they call it now? It's the one that wanted to be a GTI, but it was a driver, Mark 1 Golf driver. So it had like a little lip spoiler at the bottom, and it had the double headlights on it, and it had checkered seats, but it was just a driver. And that were a 1.3.
Not heard of that one before, the driver.
It's like the most cheesiest golf name you could ever possibly have.
That is pretty bad.
Have a golf wood.
What's the worst car I've driven? I've driven a lot of modern cars in recent years. I've got to say there's two cars which I've got to point out. One was the what's the sporty side of Fiat?
Abarth.
That's it. The Abarth 124 Spider.
Ooh.
Fantastic little car. Looks amazing. I mean, it was like a red body with a black bonnet, and like the inside was like, really, really sporty.
Mm.
But my God, after 30 miles, my back was killing me. But the thing is, when you start the engine up, it sounds amazing. You rev it, and it's got this really nice, really throaty sound to it. But when you're driving, you put your foot down, it's like, where's the go? There was just no go to it.
Is
and the
that
other,
not the one where it's basically the same as an MX-5, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's the same one, and they did something really weird. Like I think with the MX-5 one, you can get a small engined one. Then with the Fiat one, you can get the middle engined one, and then the MX-5 other one you can get is the powerful one. So they've kind of like split them in a really weird way.
Yeah, I think it's the Abarth really should have had the big engine.
Yeah, definitely.
Really.
I mean, saying Abarth on it, you just automatically think fast anyway, don't you?
Yeah, you do. But this car was not fast. And the other thing, when I was driving this car, my sat nav, because it started getting dark, I was driving this in the winter. For some reason, it wouldn't go into night mode.
Right.
This bright light right in my face, and I was like, this tiny little car, and like, oh, it was awful, absolutely awful. And the other car was a Nissan Puke.
Is that why you don't like them?
I don't like the look of the car. The bonnet, the light should not be on the bonnet. It should be on the front of the car. It felt cramped. The seats were hard. And when I was driving this back to the depot, it just felt gutless. It was an awful car. Hated it. No feel involved in it. You know.
Okay. Because they do a Nismo version, don't they?
They do. But it looks like a really badly made jelly. Honestly, it just looks awful to me. It kind of reminds me of last year's Mercedes F1 car.
Yes.
It's just
well, just like somebody's run out of ideas after they've got past like where Lewis Hamilton sits. He's like, I can't be asked with any of the rest of it.
Yeah, let's just pour some blancmange over the end of the car, see what happens. No. And the other car I won't mention because I really hate it with a passion.
Mm.
It was a British icon until 2000, and it got built by a foreign company, and they think it's British. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah. See, my mum always says that's not a real Mini, and I agree with her. But once you separate in your mind between Mini and BMW Mini, I don't actually mind them. Like the first and second gen ones, I don't mind.
Do you know what bugs me?
Go on.
It's owned by BMW, yet you never see a BMW badge on the car. It should have. You know, I'm so tempted to buy a BMW badge, find someone I know who's got one of these cars, remove the badge and stick the BMW badge on it. And the first generation, they called it the Mini 1. That's not right because the Mini was around for 40 blooming years before that.
Yeah, it should be the Mini 48 or something.
Yeah.
The things that annoy me about them is when they started doing really cheesy, chintzy things like the Union flag rear lights and stuff.
Oh, the first time I saw that, fire might as well have come out of my eyeballs. Oh, that just made my excrement burn.
See, I'm quite tempted because you could pick up a Cooper quite cheap before all second-hand car prices started. I was tempted to get one just for mucking about with, just to see what I could do with it.
Right.
But not at the moment. They're a bit too rich for me at the moment.
If it was me, I'd take a sledgehammer to it. Everyone knows how I feel.
Plus, Julia tell me I'm not allowed any more cars, but I've got to sell one if I get another one.
Have you got more than what I think you've got?
Got the Civic, we've got Henne, and I've got Margaret the bike.
I forgot you had the Civic.
Yeah. That's the poor cousin that lives on the road at the moment.
I don't mind the Civic. The only one I'm not that keen on is the one where they made it look like a spaceship.
So is that's probably the one before mine? So you mean the first one where they went all mental on it?
Possibly. Do you remember the one that was on Top Gear and they had the little spoiler that was like right in the rear view mirror and you couldn't see what was behind you? It was after that.
That's mine.
Oh, okay. It's got more fins on it than a mid 2000s Formula One car.
That might be the one after mine. So basically, they did the first one that were all rocket shaped and it got pointy angles and stuff.
That first one I liked.
And then they did mine, which was like a revision of that, and then they revised mine and it became more pointy after that.
That's
so mine's
it,
kind of like a mid-ground nonsense.
It's like the third one.
Yeah. Basically, if I Google like a spoiler for mine, nobody makes them because they just like, well, what's point? Nobody likes them.
I think it's the first generation Civic of that design that I liked.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Well, when I got mine, I was actually looking for one of those ones in this model because mine's an SE, which is like, when Honda won the Touring Car Championship, it was like a limited edition to celebrate that. And the ones that were that shape that you like were white, and they had Type R body kits and wheels and a really nice Pioneer head unit.
Yeah.
But the closest one were like 250 miles away from me.
Wow.
So this one I got, we're only 10 miles away, but it was a model after, and it's got Jack Hall in it. It's like literally not specced up at all. It's just red with nice wheels. That's it.
So. Oh, cool. Bear with, I'm just going to go and look for a file a minute. It's interesting.
Juju says, she's called me Simon. I must be in trouble. Simon, you're making me sound like I'm bossing you about, telling you that you can't buy toys. And then there's a face that looks like somebody's just kicked her in knackers or something. I don't know.
Oh, here's a photo. I'm going to pop this picture up of Pinky.
Oh.
Hang on. How do I move this? There we go. Save. Hang on. There we go.
It's all very technical, this StreamYard stuff.
There's Pinky.
Oh, yeah. How do you do that on your background? Do you have to subscribe to do it?
No, it's easy.
I can't do it on mine. Talk me through.
Right, if you go to the bottom of your screen and there's a settings button. See that?
Yeah.
Click on that.
Virtual background.
Yeah. Click on that. And then you've got virtual backgrounds below. Do not click I have a green screen. And then you can add any photo you like to the background. Don't choose anything rude.
Would I ever?
Ivor, hello.
What is this one going to look like?
So yeah, look at Pinky's that way. Yeah, Pinky's wheels, powder coated pink wheels.
Ah, is the frame the same pink?
Sorry?
Is the frame the same pink as the wheels?
Yes.
Cool.
And in the sun, it looks like sunburst pink and orange. It looks amazing.
Oh, is it like not like a flip, like a pearlescent colour?
Kind of.
Nice.
Kind of. And the handlebars and the centre pieces, they're silver and black alternate, and they sparkle as well.
You definitely need to get this bike finished.
I'll tell you what, the thing that worries me, because the video I did when I was taking it apart, I did film it and it is on my channel, but for the life of me, I can't remember where the wiring goes or how it's routed. And I keep going. My brain keeps saying, "Oh, it goes here," and then it won't, because when you turn the handlebars, it doesn't meld properly. Yeah, it's really frustrating.
I can't. I'm trying to think back to what it's like on my dad's, and I honestly can't think.
Well, I need to change the forks anyway. I've got a set of forks downstairs in the cupboard, but they need new seals. So I've got a set of new seals. It's easy enough to do, and I've got brand new oil. Yeah. The only other thing I've got to do is strip the black paint off and repaint it.
Okay, what colour are you going for?
Just black. Just put it back to standard. But it's I don't know. Do you ever get moments when you need to do something, but you keep putting it off?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
do
just
that
call
too
it
frequently.
life.
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's just me. It's just me. But yeah, I will get round to it.
Are you trying to clear your garage out so you can do stuff in your garage then, or?
Oh no, it's my shed. My shed.
Oh, is it your shed?
Yeah, my shed's my workspace, and
Okay.
because I haven't been able to do anything in there for so long,
Hmm.
that's the plan. If I can get some parts in there, I can start working on them. Because if anyone has seen anything of my little Yamaha, I rebuilt that bike in the shed.
Ah, okay.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
it's got.
big enough to get the bike in and work around it then.
Yeah, I can't do that with this bike.
Yeah.
And Buddy, which is the little Yamaha, is too big to go back in the shed now. So really, it's only like working on certain parts.
Right.
You
Okay.
know, say if I've got like a replacement brake caliper or a brake hub, I can just sit down in the shed and work on it in peace. Pinky has a 600cc 16 valve twin cam. That
I
bike,
remember
well,
riding my dad's and thinking, because at the time I'd got the first CBR I'd got, and the Kawasaki's, my memory from it is it didn't feel as though there were much pull there until you got to like 8,000 RPM, and then
right.
it suddenly takes off. Whereas the CBR kind of like not as exciting, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. The Kawasaki, the first ZZR I got scared the crap out of me. Basically, I remember coming up to a junction. I think I'd been to the local breakers yard just to get some parts, and I pulled up at a T junction, and I wasn't familiar with the way the bike picks up, and I went to open the throttle, and the front lifted, and it scared me. So what I had to do is shift my weight, so if I'm going to pull away, just lean forward more.
Yeah, you
Either
get
I
used to it, don't you?
You do. Either I did that on purpose because you never see a pink bike that color, and no one's going to nick it.
And if they did, they couldn't strip it for parts.
Not really. No. The only other thing apart from the wiring on this bike is the bodywork. The bodywork is in poor condition, apart from the two tail panels which I replaced, and they're in good nick now. But the front cowling and the belly pan are really, really poor.
It's normally opposite way around, isn't it? It's normally rear clamshell parts that you get cut up to put like pannier racks on and stuff.
The difference with this bike is that they've got like rectangular holes, and when you bolt it on, you can bolt on the pannier clips. So you do is flick them up, hook what you want on, and off you go.
Yeah, I remember actually. Yeah, it's like little hooks, aren't they, for nets and stuff that you can bolt into them.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah. And Steve needs to go back on the bike. Steve's a little furry monkey.
Right, okay, yeah.
And he was on my previous bike. I cable tied him to the back of the bike. He didn't like it very much. And I used to get like little kids would say to me, "Why have you got a monkey on the back of your bike?" I said, "That's Steve. He's dirty."
Dirty Steve. And then you don't need to
Dirty
explain
Steve.
It,
Yeah, so Dirty Steve will be going back on the bike.
He rides a pink bike.
Yeah. Oh God, I got to try and get someone who can fix my seat as well, because I've got a rip in the seat. So I got to try and find either a replacement seat or get mine repaired.
Maybe getting like an aftermarket one.
Well, I was thinking of getting a sculpted one and getting ZZR stitched into it, because there are people out there who can do it.
Yeah. I'm sure you can get like, because they're not that different, are they? Like the back part and the front part, there's only a bit of a gradual.
Yeah, but they're not as. They are it's quite a big seat, to be honest with you. Yeah. Really comfortable though.
Yeah.
But not when you're doing 50 miles an hour and you crash.
No.
Because I did that. Yeah, I did that. Don't
Was
fancy
it a
doing that
big
again.
side or was it a low side or
High side hedge cutter.
eek?
Yeah, that's that. I got a net. Yeah, I actually ended up in a magazine with that story of crashing. Sorry, I'm making this stream all about me. What's going on? Simon, please talk about your channel.
It's because you've had interesting things happen to you, and I've just been at work all day, so my brain's just.
Well, no, I've been working in the garden, so I've got a fan going and I'm boiling hot here.
We're supposed to be having storms later, apparently.
We had rain the other night, and it was like the garden really needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to getting on with doing some work tomorrow.
It should be a nice week for working, unless it's not. Yeah, I've got to go to the office tomorrow, which is like, it's nice because it's air conditioned, but it's bad because it's got loads of people that talk really loud. I don't like people.
Thank you, Ivor. I'll try not to.
I'm going to rewind in some comments, see what we've missed.
I think you might have to, actually. Underscore tried riding a bike once. After chasing it 30 feet up the street, realised motorbikes are not for me. Okay.
Who was that? Matt?
Underscore. I don't know his name.
I know what Matt's like. Oh, Matt.
Pinky will not do 120. It'll do more. But I haven't done that. It'll do 0 to 60 in 5.5 seconds.
I think I did a ton on my dad's, but it weren't mine. So I didn't feel comfortable to that again.
I think 0 to 60 is fine. In 5.5 seconds. I don't want any faster than that. Thank you very much.
Ross has put an interesting comment on there. I don't know whether he's elaborated since.
Cool.
I think I've owned more than 30 cars.
That's a lot of cars.
That is a lot of cars.
Yeah.
That's nearly as many cars as I actually would like. So.
That's not as many cars as Mustard has owned.
That is true, but I'm assuming that Ross's cars have all been usable.
Possibly, yes. Did you see the series of videos that Mustard did of all the cars he's owned?
Oh, yeah, I have actually. Yeah, you're right. There's going to be way more than 30 on that list.
Quite interesting to see, because he rated them all as well, and I thought that was quite interesting.
Have you seen a YouTube channel called Sarah and Tuned?
I have.
What do you reckon to her car review ratings?
I haven't really seen them.
Because she does things like, how cool is it? And she rates it out of 5 penguins.
Penguins?
Yeah, because penguins are cool.
Do you know, that reminds me of another channel called Decker Shadow.
Right.
He reviews horror movies and things like that.
Oh, so he's got long, curly-ish hair.
Yeah, the internet personality with the best hair. And he does a similar sort of thing. So if you've been killed by a chainsaw, he does 5 chainsaws. Is that 4 chainsaws out of 5? You know, or and it's something within each movie. You know. So I like that. I like that idea. But no, I haven't seen much of her channel because she's younger, much prettier, and she's got a massive workshop and all the tools she could ever wish for.
Yeah, even before she got that massive workshop, she'd got a double garage at home, and she was like, "Oh, I need a bigger place," and I'm like, "Yeah, do you, or do you just need not to have 5 cars?"
Yeah. I mean, she's like what? She's got to be in her late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
And you know, she's got all the recording equipment she could ever want, and she puts out like really good quality films, and it's like I can't compete with that. I don't currently have a usable crash helmet or a pair of boots.
So when you start riding again, you're gonna have to go gear shopping.
Yes, I need a new pair of boots, new crash helmet. No, I'm just being realistic. Either I'm not putting myself down. I'm just being realistic.
It is true. It is true. I don't know whether you do the same thing, but it sounds like you do. But I watch other YouTubers' videos and I'll watch the video, but half the time my brain's thinking, can I do this? Can I do stuff as good as this? Or would I do that any differently?
Yeah,
All
it's
the
like I you know when you reviewed that MGB and you had a camera on the side of the car, and
Yeah.
you know, and then you got a camera on the inside of the car and you're driving along. It's like, I'd love to do that, but I need extra cameras. I need to understand how to edit the software. And all I do is either use this thing, which is my
Yeah.
phone. You can just about see that. I've got my GoPro.
Yeah.
And I could do with an extra one of these, really.
Yeah.
And I need some decent software to like edit things. And I struggle with what's it called? Office thingy. What's it? I can't remember what it's called now. Hang on. Let's minimize the screen. Hang on. Photoshop. There we go.
Yeah.
A friend of mine gave me a copy of Photoshop. I look at it and it's like, where the do I start?
To be honest, I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
That's
my
why I
favorite.
gave that other thing to Julie to do, you know, that logo thing, because she's literally spent sort of 5 or 10 minutes and she's like, oh, yeah, all I need to do is just delete this bit and then it looks like it's going behind that letter and stuff. And I'm like, I have no idea what you mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue. Skick, my favorite helmet brand is hang on, what have I forgot? Just
what letter does it begin with?
I keep thinking Bellarg, but that's a PC software. I have a neck tube here with the word on it. Hang on, what's crash helmet brands? Give me a moment. Talk about yourself. Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll answer, Skip. My favourite crash helmet brand is any that comes in nice colours that ain't got stupid cartoons on it. Although what really annoyed me is I picked what I thought were a really cool looking helmet and it ended up being a Valentino Rossi style helmet. And I want to avoid looking like some sort of fanboy. But all the best styles are all Valentino Rossi designs, which is really annoying. So AGV, because they do them sorts of helmets on there. HJC do good helmets as well.
I found it.
Go on.
K-Berg.
I have seen some of them. I think, have I got one of them?
Well, they changed their logo a few years ago, and it's worse than the original. Honestly, it's awful. It's awful.
Are they like a budget brand?
No.
Oh, it might not be the same one I'm thinking of.
Hang on. Is that going to be visible?
No, it's just made you.
No, it's not. No. There's two different brands of K-Berg. The older brand looked better. Ivor, can you ask someone who's seen pictures of my car? What car has Ivor got?
Is it? I remember seeing it, pictures. I can't remember what it is now, though. Ivor, you'll have to fill us in again. My phone's my phone's being a camera at the moment.
I tried to do some designs to make a mug. Of Pinky. I did one of TC and it came out pretty well, but this one never did.
It's really hard.
Can you see this behind me, or is it gone?
Yeah,
you can.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, it's really hard because like when you're trying to do stuff that'll print out, because the prints are normally sort of a lot less colours, aren't they? Like they're normally like 64 or 100 colours, whatever. It kind of really reduces its resolution, so it can kind of really mess them up if you're not careful.
Yeah. Skick, the only downside with Continentals I found, I did have a set on my previous ZZR, and they're very sticky, but they wear quickly. But I don't know if that's just because I had a certain type of bike tire.
How long ago was that, there, Simone?
Sorry?
How long ago was it that you had those?
Oh, God, you're talking 2009, possibly 2010.
I can't remember that far back because nowadays on mine I've got Bridgestone S22s, I think they are, and they do like pretty much everything is dual compound, aren't they nowadays? So
Oh, I
you
don't
set
know.
it harder than your shoulders and stuff.
Well, the tires on my current bike, they are so old. All they're there for is just so I can roll it around.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you find that you have sort of like brand loyalty when it comes to tires? Because I know a lot of people do, and this is probably a good question for the chat as well. Actually,
That's a good point. Actually,
people in there.
I don't like on a bike. I don't like Bridgestones. No, sorry, no,
Right.
not Bridgestones. No, Michelin. I don't like
Okay.
Michelins on a bike. I had them on my GS500 years ago, and it felt really twitchy, and it felt like I was riding on glass.
All right. Okay.
It really didn't give me any confidence. Pirelli, yes. Bridgestone, yes. Continental, yes. But I will not on a bike put budget. I will not use budget tires on a bike. No way.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had anything that's been budget. I had Pirelli Angel STs on my first Honda.
I wouldn't call Pirelli's budget. I mean, I'd say something Chinese you've never heard of.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think if I've actually ever seen any budget sort of brands on there. Like I know for like 125s you can get budget brands all day, can't you? But I'm not sure about the size of tires.
Underscore. I always have front rear tires matching brands. I never have two different branded tires.
The tires I've got on Henny at the moment are by a brand called Sunny.
Oh,
and they're called
I've heard of Sunny.
Yeah, oh, that's good then. The Sunny Sports Bike Pros, and the best thing about them is there's a little symbol of a happy like sun guy on them. He's like, looks like he's like the Yes-er man.
Yeah.
But
saying about faces on tires. I was watching a video and they were talking about bike tires and because the part of the tire is coloured where the little face is, and it starts off green, and when you're wearing your tire out, it goes red. But I can't remember what tires it was. Brilliant little idea.
That's really cool.
It's a brilliant idea.
Them Angel STs I had were similar. They started off with like an imprint in the tread that was like an angel. So they were like two eyes, and then some bits that came out that looked like wings, and then bottom bit were like a dressy thing. But then the more you wore that out, it turned into a devil afterwards with like a little tail behind it and stuff.
That's very cool. See, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But I mean, I've noticed in recent years tire prices are going that way.
Yeah. I think it's like at least 350 quid for a set that I want for mine.
Ouch.
Yeah. Ouch. I keep putting it off because I've not had to spend it yet.
Let me look on my Evil Bay and see how much it is for a set of tires for my bike. I've already got it saved as a safe search, so let's go and have a look. Saved searches. There we go. On my bike, I've got 120 60 17s and 160 60 17s.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so a set of Bridgestones, £185.
That's not bad.
Pirelli Diablo Performance, 157. Ride Migra, whatever they are, 156. I thought it was a Ride Migraine. I don't know. Pirelli Angel. There we go. Pirelli Angels for my bike, 184 for a set.
That's quite good.
It's very good. It's very good.
When I got mine, I think I bought the rear one. I had fitted at a proper shop, but the front one I bought from Newark to Jumble.
Oh God. Oh, there was a story years ago. I'll keep this short. My first proper bike was a little Yamaha RXS 100 from 1986. Little D registration to the little putt bike. Well, the tires itself, they were, if you look at it dead on, it was like loads of little grooves, like a barcode.
Okay.
There was loads of them, and it was horrible. It was like it was so kind of like you had to kind of lean it more to get around the corner.
Yeah.
I went to the nearest bike shop and I bought a set of Pirellis, and they were curved, properly modern curved. Oh my God, it changed it entirely. And it was like you could lean it right into a corner and it would stick. And it was like this totally transformed the bike.
Yeah, I can empathise with that. That first CBR I had, the rear tire were kind of squared off when I got it.
Yeah.
So I was like used to tipping into corners, and it'd feel all right to a point, and then it'd tip down more, and it was that transition that makes you feel really uneasy. Yeah, and then as soon as they put new tires on it, it was like a different bike.
Well, because
Dad said his tire chat is going round and round.
We're not talking about the rubber people think we're talking about. You can't rub out writing with a bike tire.
You can try.
Yeah, you can try.
Depends how big the writing is as well. So. Skip says, "Will your Quacker come under classic insurance?"
You know what? I have no idea.
I'm totally out of the game with insurance things. I am awful with insurance.
It's a 1991 bike. Apparently, classic insurance these days is if a bike is 15 years or older. I personally think it should be 40 years, same as a car.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
It would make more sense. But I don't know. I really don't. The last time I was insured, taxed, and ready to roll on a bike was in 2011.
So you've got some catching up to do.
I have, very much so.
I think Pingu is saying that Boaty is ranting. Is that a picture of Boaty, Pingu?
It's possible. Is he like wondering where everyone is?
Probably. I think we'll end it here and let Boaty have some people.
Yeah. Skik, I think you could well be right. We need to get Boaty start using StreamYard.
Yes, I'm going to plan to go over to his on one Saturday and I'll show it him. Yeah, good idea. Yes.
I'm going to a classic car beginning of next month. 2 classic cars beginning of next month.
Are they all down south?
Down south. Yeah. One is up Newton Abbot, from not far from me, about 40 miles, and the other one is near Exeter, which is about 10 miles more.
Okay.
So thanks everyone.
Yeah, it's been fun. Thanks for popping
it has.
It's been enjoyable. We'll do it again.
I hope you enjoyed watching me at my dinner.
Well, it'll be on YouTube, so everybody will be able to enjoy it.
Please subscribe to him over there. Subscribe to his channel.
There.
That's it.
Thank you for joining, everybody, and we shall see you later.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.